Year 12, and welcome to Purple Mountain Maths. We are doing the 2025 HSC paper for Mathematics Advanced. This is part 5, question 18, 19 and 20, worth 8 marks. Question 18 says find the range of g of f of x, where f of x is 3 over x minus 1 and g of x is x plus 5. Pause here to try yourself. Okay, so g of f of x means we're applying f of x as the input. So we're applying g to 3 over x minus 1. Now we can see that g of x is a linear relationship which says take the input and add 5. So we'll do that. We'll take the input and add 5. All right, let's think about what that looks like. So g of f of x, it's certainly a hyperbola. The first thing that happened was it was pushed over to the right by 1. It was stretched vertically by 3. So it's got this shape. And then the whole thing was raised by 5. So instead of visualizing the axis there, it's as if we can visualize the axis here. So the axis is down here, and this value, which it can never meet, is the y value of 5. We cannot achieve y equals 5, or g of f of x equals 5, which means that 5 is not permitted in the range. So the range is from minus infinity up to 5, not including union 5 up to infinity. Question 19. 3 girls, Amara, Bala and Cassie, have nominated themselves for the local soccer team. Exactly one of the girls will be selected. The chances of their selection are in the ratio of 1:2:3, respectively. The probability that the team wins when Amara is selected is 0.5, when Bala is selected is 0.4, and when Cassie is selected is 0.2. Given that the team wins, find the probability that Amara was selected. All right, so let's make sure we understand what this information is telling us. The probability that the team wins in each of these scenarios, that word when is acting like a given. So they're telling us that the team wins given Amara was selected is 0.5. They're telling us the team wins given B is 0.4, and the probability that the team wins given C is 0.2. So in this context, we can see that selecting a girl is the first thing that happens. We select A or B or C, and then we win or lose. And we have been told the value to put on each of those branches. So let's think about the probability of the girls being selected. We know that it's in the ratio of 1:2:3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. So let P equal the probability that it's Amara. We know that P plus 2P plus 3P equals 1. So we know that 6P equals 1. And in fact, P is 1/6. So 1/6 is here, 2/6 is here, and 3/6 is here. All right, so we're interested in the probability, given that the team wins, what is the probability that Amara was selected? So we're being invited to find the probability A given that the win occurred. Okay, so we can use the formula straight off the reference sheet for that. It's the probability of both occurring divided by the probability of winning. Now, the probability of both occurring is this branch here, 1/6 times 1/2. So the numerator is a 1/12. We need to work out the probability of winning. So winning occurs here and here and here. So let's just work that out separately. The probability of winning is 1/6 times 0.5 plus 2/6 times 0.4 plus 3/6 times 0.2. So that is in your calculator 19/60ths, and that's what I put here, 19/60, and this is 5/19. So this is my answer. Okay, question 20. The table shows future value interest factors for an annuity of $1. We're told Lynn invests a lump sum of $21,000 for 7 years at an interest rate of 6% per annum, compounded monthly. Yemi wants to achieve the same future value as Lynn by using an annuity. Yemi plans to deposit a fixed amount into an investment account at the end of each month for 7 years. The investment account pays 6% per annum, compounded monthly. Using the table provided, determine how much Yemi needs to deposit each month. All right, so let's work out the numbers for Lynn first of all. The present value is $21,000. The rate is 6% per annum, but we need to convert that to monthly. So 0.005 per month. We also need to work out the N. N equals 7 times 12, which is 84 months. Okay, so we can use the compound interest formula. Future value equals present value, 1 plus R to the N, is 21,000, 1 plus 0.005 to the power of 84. I get a future value of 31,927.76. All right, so that's what we need to achieve for Yemi as well. So we need that future value to be 31,927.76. We're going to use the same R, which is 6% per annum, but we need to deal with it monthly. So 0.005 per month. And we'll also have N equals 7 times 12, which is 84 months. Okay, so let's look at this table. We're going to need to identify the table that matches an R of 0.005, so we're in that first column, and N equals 84. So that table value, write it down very carefully, that table value equals 104.07393. Now, the future value equals the contribution times the table value. In this case, we know the future value we need to achieve, and the contribution is the piece we're missing. Table value. You put it carefully into your calculator. So the contribution is that divided by that, we'll get 306.779636, or approximately 306.78. That's the end of part 5. Thanks for listening to Purple Mountain Maths.